Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this video we are going to check out VeChain's price chart. And if you remember, at the beginning of the previous update we talked about the short-term price action when we were right in here, and we said there's a good chance we are having a correction structure potentially into this wave 4, and after it's over most likely we are going to have another good move up into our wave 5, and that pretty much happened. However, VeChain's chart in just very short time does look a bit different than a lot of other charts. Why is that? You see, in a lot of alts, I'm considering some sort of a move down for maybe the next week or two, generally let's say the next 5 to 10, 15 days. However, in VeChain, the story might be, and again, might be just a little bit different. Why is that? I still believe this is the end of our wave 3, and I can absolutely find a correction structure to about here into our wave 4 and yet another move on the upside into wave 5, but this is not really my primary scenario. Why is that? Let's zoom in more. There we go. Let's actually put the end of our wave 4 right in here and see what is happening. Okay, so in my opinion, there is a chance that in VeChain we are having, starting from this high, maybe like an A, B, C down into A, and this might be an A, B, C on the upside into wave B, and followed by that probably like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure down into our C leg, meaning this is actually an expanded flat to about this point into our wave 4, and we may see in the short term yet another move on the upside into wave 5 in order to take this important high about 3.4 cents. Now let's go on 5-minute time frame. Okay, so here is what is going on in my mind about the short-term price action that we are currently having. This might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 1, correction for 2, 5 up into wave 3, correction for 4, another beautiful move up into wave 5, and followed by that, who knows, maybe this is just a simple correction structure, and after it's over, we may see another move on the upside. Now, if this is a correction, what can be a likely target for it? Let's use Fibonacci's. Okay, so I think a reasonable target can be somewhere around the 61.8%, about, let's say, the 3 cents area, but this might be a bit of a deep correction, and I'm going to tell you in a bit why, which means we can go all the way down here to about 78% level, around 3 cents on the dot. Now, why do I think this might be a bit of a deep correction? Because in VeChain, we may have in the short term a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, and one very important characteristic of a wave 2 is being quite a deep move on the downside. And when that's the case, instead wave 4, number 1, is not going to be that deep, and number 2, it's actually going to just take some time, probably more than the length of our wave 2 timing was. Now, in here, I think if I'm right and this bullish scenario is happening, this might be into a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and then we're gonna have another move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. There we go. And then this red 5 wave up is gonna be into wave 5, and from here we should probably expect a decent move on the downside. Now, as you can see, according to this possibility, the current move down is into a wave 2, which earlier we said it might be a rather deep move on the downside. So, please expect another move down in the short term in VeChain. Now, what can invalidate this possibility? You probably know what I'm about to say. It's actually going to be taking this important slow down here about 2.9 cents. So if we go down and take this slow, at that point, we need to say this was actually the end of our wave 4, and then another move up into wave 5, and then starting from this high, we may have something like this. This is a 5 wave down. This can be potentially a correction structure on the upside, and this might be a 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into wave 3, correction for another move into wave 5, which on a higher degree might be just the sub waves for a beautiful ABC zigzag. And then from these areas, I'm thinking from this important level between 2.6.5 to about 2.7.5 cents, we can expect yet another beautiful bounce back in order to continue the uptrend. So for now, let's be a bit optimistic in VeChain, and let's hope before we take this important slow about 2.5 cents, we are going to have a rather strong bounce in order to take this high, and that could potentially confirm that we are having in here a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this beautiful wave 5. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in VeChain's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.